Hello, Monday morning. I am dead like many other individuals on a Monday. However, it is chest day, so I'm mega excited to get in the gym. And then after that, I need to get some protective sheets because I need to protect some doors, which I am installing on Wednesday, which you will see. And the sheets are basically, as I said, protection, but because there's still works going on inside the property, my client doesn't want any little dings, scratches, or any option for mistakes to be made. So I am going to collect them after, then get to the workshop. I've got to finish chopping in the hinges, chopping all the locks, sand down the doors. If I then get that done, get the last top coat on today so it's dry for tomorrow. If it's not, then I'll do them tomorrow because we were installing them on Wednesday. So Monday morning, let's get into the day. Alright, chest complete, bracket wrapping complete. Now I need to get these dropped off to the drop off destination and then to the workshop, and can finally crack on with what needs to be done for the day. why I don't like putting ironmongery on fully finished doors. That's why I save one coat once the locks and everything's installed. Then I'll put the hinges on, something's moved even just 1 or 2 mil, and all of a sudden your doors aren't closing. So I like to just get everything done, and then I can then put one coat on at the end, and then everything's crisp. Morning, right, Tuesday is here, and first stop of the day was Orbital Fasteners. I had to get some bolts. Banham forgot to send longer bolts for the top lock, which was NS 3000. They changed the barrel, I believe, inside to suit a 54mm door. However, they didn't send the correct screw/bolts to suit that size door, so I'm hoping these work. I forgot the bolt stupidly last night, so I used ChatGPT, and it said that it's a M8 with a 1.25 thread. However, I don't. Yeah, from looking at the bolts, the M6 looks similar to what I had in my hand yesterday. However, these only have I don't know what the measurement is, but a 1 pitch, whereas AI says 125. So anyway, I got the M8s and I got the M6s, and I'm hoping one of the two will work. Absolute touch. The new ones fit. My only concern is the depth of the head. I'm hoping that will still. No, it works. The holes line up at the front. Right, time to tidy up, take all the hardware off the doors, and then I've got a couple more grooves I need to run. I need to run for an integrated brush in the bottom of the doors and an Accoya 21 seal in the rebate of the 2 doors. So I'm going to get into that now. heading to the workshop. Today's installation day of the doors. Unfortunately yesterday I ran out of storage during filming, so antiques yesterday were I got the chute bolts chopped into the lock. I did manage to film a little bit of that, but not the full process. So I chopped those out, and then I got the final coat on. I'm hoping they look good. I'll be honest, I had a little spit from the spray gun. It's always on the money coat, and it's just my luck. So I'm just hoping that it's sort of flattened out a little bit today, or that it still looks good, you know. So yeah, head into the workshop. George, my delivery guy, is coming to collect everything at 8 o'clock. So I need to put the locks on, I need to make sure everything's ready, I need to load up my van full of all my kit. And then my pal's meeting me at site for, I don't know, 8:45. I'll probably get there for, so fingers crossed. I'll show you some footage once it's all installed. I don't want to film when I'm there, to be honest, because there's plenty of guys roaming around, and I don't really want to film at someone else's house yet, you know. But yeah, I'll see you soon. But I think you've spoken to the site manager before. It's in a consolation. The finish date is, I think, January 5th. Right, so got the doors installed yesterday. Client was very happy, or clients, it's a couple, very happy. They've asked me to measure up on some walk-in wardrobes for them, which is fantastic. I am going to go back at the end because some of the paintwork needs touching up. It's just typical. I'll put 2 different clips in, but it's typical. My second from last top coat, I've done 3 coats. My second from last was absolutely spotless, and then the night before last night, I was installing the final top coat, and my gun kept spitting, and it was the final coat. Anyway, I didn't pull the job, and really I should have, I suppose. But when you have deadlines and there's other tradesmen waiting on me, like the plasterers, I needed to get the doors into the plasterers could plaster. And they're expensive doors, so my client fully deserves absolutely perfect doors, flawless doors. So I'm not. Now today I'm going over to I think they're the distributor, to a distributor of a very, very cool product, something which I think will be very useful to a lot of carpenters, and I have a little idea for something that I want to put on my website. Yeah, I'm not going to say too much on here. I want to just get there, get the product, get to the workshop, and then I'll show you what I'm talking about. Before I get into that cool product, look at this jerry can. Wait, it's sick. I've only ever seen like the little sort of flimsy ones, the green ones. Anyway, the reason I need that is I've finally got a decent little heater in the workshop. Pumps out some heat, that's for sure. I thought it was going to take off when I fucking started it up. That was a bit insane. I think it says not to stand in front of it, so maybe I won't do that. So unfortunately someone decided to start a diesel heater and then try and talk over it. Basically this is the product, and it is a fully flexible MDF. It's 4% acrylic and 96% made up of wood fibres. As I said, you just apply heat and you can bend it, flex it however you want. It is absolutely incredible. Right, I have the round table set up from when I originally done the mouldings for this job. So instead of putting a completely different moulding on, I think it'd be nice to have the same moulding on the top trim as all of the styles, the jams and whatnot. So I'm going to set up a fence and run just an OG moulding so it matches. So those mouldings are done. I want to actually test this. So I'm going to do a little curve. Crack it here or split it, but is that not absolutely incredible? If you made it this far, I appreciate you. Subscribe for more.